Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. I did a little bit of soul searching today, and I discovered that deep down we all suck at treating each other well. Deep down we all have a selfish core, right? On the surface we might pretend to love each other, or pretend to care each other, but we have a selfish core. And when I used to live in Seattle, and I also lived in New York for a year. I did my schooling in Rochester, New York. Over in the big cities, Seattle and New York, there was a lot of prejudice against people who didn't have family lives. The single professionals over there. In Rochester, New York, there was a lot of some of those people were cult-like. Well, it might have been because I was in school, but people had common interests and they excluded everybody out of it. I think when I went to school, a lot of people were interested in various activities, and they might not have discriminated against. You got to remember, this is late 2000, early 20-teens. There was not a whole lot of acceptance for same-sex relationships to begin with, let alone even lesser common sexualities, right? And so, actually, the majority of us are LGBTQ, believe it or not. I think a lot of us are closeted, though. That's what I believe. I think history will bear me out on that. But anyways, I had a difficult time at 2 different board game meetups this week, and both of them revolved around harassment over food allergies, if you can believe that. You gotta understand, most of our board game meetups are held in restaurants, bars, and all that. I usually handle myself very well. What had happened was at the first meetup, which I definitely don't want to return to, even though I redeemed myself and they want to see me now. And what happened was I have been running around town looking for people to play some of these games with me, and I have not had luck. I don't have a very good attention span, I'm autistic. I cannot play anything that's longer than a game like this. I mean, and this one's pretty long as it is. Terraforming Mars, Funfair, those games are just out of reach for me because of my autistic tendencies, and they know that. And I think they play those games almost intentionally to, I'm sure some people like longer games, but I almost feel that they're not very accommodating to differences in life, right? And finally they decide to play Splendor, which is one that I can tolerate. Not my favorite, but I can do it. And I can tell they're only reluctantly playing it just to include me. You pick up on that. As somebody who is autistic, as somebody who is solosexual and used to the kind of prejudice, as somebody with food allergies, you can pick up on when somebody actually accepts you for who you are, or somebody just, save face, we'll do this one thing with you. And so this guy was wishy-washy about playing that game, and he decides to open a bag of Cheetos. I have milk allergies, so I have eczema, and I do really well staying away from milk. And I tell him, and I pointed to his Cheetos, and he knows I have the allergies. We've known each other for half a year. Twice a week we meet up for half a year. I thought he would go, I'm so sorry, I forgot, and put them away, maybe go wash his hand or do something. I was thinking that was how it was going to play out. He has no reaction to that. I walk away from the table. I watch them begin their lovely game. Actually, they put away the Splendor to play something else altogether. I watched them do that from a distance. I couldn't take it anymore. I walked up to the table and I said, I hope your Cheetos give you cancer and kill you on the spot. I screamed it really loudly. I got kicked out of the bar. When I got home, I actually called the bar to apologize and say it has nothing to do with you guys. So, by the way, I don't mind not coming back because I can't deal with these jokers anymore. But you might want to think about your other clientele who behave with this kind of prejudice. And the bar owner actually listened to that. He didn't agree with me on the spot, but you could tell he took it in. And long story short, he's okay with me going there, but I can't deal with these jokers anymore. So that was one meetup down. There's another meetup. Actually, today when I got to the second meetup, I was a little disheartened. I saw one of the jokers at the second meetup. I never saw him there before. And I know, and after talking to some other people, I discovered why he went there. He also got kicked out of the bar for instigating the whole situation. And so the two of us got exiled to that place. And apparently, I don't know if either the owner of that new bar or maybe the leader of that group got wind of what happened at the first meetup. And so I had a rough time today as well. Some other guys decided to play Ticket to Ride US with me. The bar has a library of games, and so we got out the copy. It was a brand new copy, and as I'm playing, this guy comes up to the table with these something with a cheese dip. And I apologize. At least I got half a give. I wasn't so upset today. I apologize. This person doesn't know I have allergies. I apologized to the rest of the group and said, you know what, I got allergies, and I walked away from the table. And I guess I left a mess at the table. I went to my computer to check my email, and then I got to my car, and the leader of the group followed me to the car and says, "You're not welcome here anymore." I thought it was what had happened last week with the "fuck you and hope your Cheetos kill you" incident. I thought it was over that. And I told him, "Can I explain to you what happened last week? Because there's something else going on." And he said, "No, it has nothing to do with last week. He says, you've been leaving a mess at the tables and all that." I said, "You know what? Let me go in and clean up after myself. I apologize. Sometimes I get distracted, and I also have food allergies." He said, no, don't bother with it. Just don't come back." And I explained to him that, that I really apologize. I have food allergies. I'm really trying my hardest to mingle with the rest of us, just to be like any other human being, And I asked him, well, his name is Billy. I said, "Billy, what would you do? You're in the middle of a game and somebody comes up with allergens, and, I really tried to, I guess the only thing I could have done was maybe I should have brought a mask and some gloves, and so that this wouldn't be a problem in the middle of a game." And Billy straight up told me that it's not everybody else's fault that I have these allergies, and then I walk away mid-game, leave the game hanging. Nobody likes to have a game be abandoned in the middle of the game and all that. I dislike the fact that I have to walk away from that game just as much as the other people do. But I'm sure they don't want me to have a skin reaction and not be able to drive home, right? I might not die of eczema, but it would certainly make it difficult for me, unsafe to drive home, right? I think most bar owners can appreciate that they don't want you to be driving in an unstable situation, right? Maybe not the kind of unstable where you're scratching yourself, but I'm sure they understand that concept, right? But anyways, long story short, Billy allowed me to go back there, but I don't want to now because of the way he treated me, and especially how he wouldn't listen to he disbelieved my allergies. And it made me realize, I did a little soul searching, and over the next year, I'm going to recognize that there really only is one true love, and that's one's love for themselves. And also, your assets shouldn't be somebody else's liability. And so I plan to accumulate more strategic metals. This is indium right here. Indium, and especially my favorite, because those are the only assets that are not somebody else's liability, right? The other stuff is all gambling, right? There's strategic metals, and then there's credit and gambling and speculation, right? Maybe you realize that other humans can always let you down. This is the Peter Shit Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Shit Show. Bum 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 bum.